Hospital Folk Halsan, su oferta de empleo está en la plataforma de este Job Day online, aunque ellos no están hoy aquí presentes, sí que han subido sus ofertas de empleo a la plataforma. Entonces, a través de la misma plataforma en la que os habéis inscrito a este Job Day, podéis ver las ofertas de trabajo que tienen y presentar vuestra candidatura. El turno es para Elena Nielsen. Hello, Elena. Ella viene de Dinamarca. Su organización se llama Work in Denmark. Es una organización del Servicio de Empleo Público danés que está sobre todo dedicada a coger gente, a reclutar gente de fuera de su país y especialmente en el ámbito europeo de libre circulación, aunque trabajan en todo el mundo. Entonces, si entráis en su página veréis toda la cantidad de oferta de empleo que tienen publicada, que es mucha. Elena va a hablar del servicio Work in Denmark y, por supuesto, podéis luego hacer preguntas o conversar con ella. También está aquí presente en la carpa con los compañeros de los servicios de empleo. So, welcome, Elena.
Thank you.
It's your turn.
Thank you. So, hello, everybody. Thank you for coming and for your interest in listening to how you can find a job in Denmark. My name is Helena Nielsen, and I work in one of 3 offices. Is it better now? I work in one of the 3 offices Work in Denmark has. There is one office in Copenhagen, one in Aarhus, the second biggest city, and I sit in office in Odense. I am also US advisor, like my colleagues from Spain and the other countries present here. So I would like to talk shortly about how the job market in Denmark looks like, where are the vacancies, and how to apply for a job in Denmark. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate, ask me, or you are of course welcome to come to the stand. We are in the tent down here. Denmark has quite low unemployment rate. Right now it's not even 3%. But what is important to say is that there are some shortages, then there are some jobs where there is candidates enough, and then there are of course some qualifications where it is not so easy to find a job. But where are the jobs? Well, Danish companies are looking for engineers, different kind of engineers, mechanical engineers, design engineers, engineers with knowledge of electronics, automation, robotics, etc., etc. IT specialists, primarily software developers, IT architects, people with biotech education and experience, some medical doctors, and highly skilled people within business, within purchase, within finance, and of course researchers. There are quite many jobs at Danish universities for those who want to work in academia. The jobs, this is a simple map of Denmark. You might know that Denmark has a short border with Germany and otherwise is surrounded by the sea. The jobs are all over the Denmark, and of course most jobs are concentrated in big cities like Copenhagen, Aarhus, but companies in Denmark are spread all over. And of course, as soon as the company is placed in a thinly populated area, they might challenge some problems with finding skilled people. But the jobs are at big companies. You might know Lego, you of course know Siemens. There are other big Danish companies, but also mid-size and small companies are looking for these profiles I just mentioned. I should mention that when we represent Danish companies here at the job day like this, job candidates often ask, what is the language? What do we need to know in order to get job in Denmark? Well, the companies publishing English written vacancies are usually not looking for Danish-speaking people. They expect that the candidate speaks quite good English, so it's English we are talking about. Well, what is significant for Denmark and Danish labor market is that the week is 37 hours. Danish companies are aware of offering work-life balance to employees. The holidays are usually 5 weeks of paid holidays plus one. The hierarchy is flat. Foreigners or international candidates working in Denmark often like that they can have big influence on their own job, that the management is listening, that the hierarchy is quite flat. It's not structured like we hear it's in Germany or Switzerland. So Denmark is quite a democratic hierarchy in the companies, and it's often very positively received by people working in Denmark. Denmark doesn't have a minimum wage. It means that people are negotiating their salaries individually with the employer when we talk highly skilled. Trade unions are quite strong in Denmark, and if we talk blue collars, the salary level is negotiated between the parts, and of course there is a certain level of salary in Denmark. But basically, if you find a job as an engineer or biotech specialist in private company or IT person, then it's usually individually negotiated between the job seeker and the company. In Denmark, are people not automatically insured against unemployment? It's up to everybody to decide if he or she would like to get insured against unemployment. A lot of people choose it. Right now, I recently heard from a person working within that because of a good labor market, a lot of people choose not to get insured because it's, of course, a certain amount of money you have to pay, like 500 Danish krone a month. But it's something everybody needs to know, that you are not automatically insured against unemployment. Work contract, well, we mention it because Denmark is not a country where you have to have everything in detail described and written. It's still very much like I have said this and it's valid, but still everybody who gets a job, especially people from abroad, should be cautious and get work contract with the basic information, like who is the company, how many hours am I going to work, what is the salary, the day of my first working day, and of course the short job description, what are the tasks I'm hired for. Yeah, I would like to mention that in Denmark, I am not quite sure how it works in other European countries, but in Denmark there is a agency called Danish Agency for Science and Higher Education, where almost everybody can get the foreign qualification evaluated. So every person, every international person who did not get the education in Denmark can turn to this agency and get it assessed. There is a quite good page. It's probably not so readable, but nevertheless information in English. People get it assessed because of making it easier at the job interview, or for some employers it might help that if you get your education, let's say in Spain, you can add that it responds to this and that in Danish school system. But it's not necessary. It's again up to you. What is necessary is to get authorization if a job seeker wants to work as a medical doctor, dentist, nurse, electrician. then of course these jobs are regulated, and then a job taker has to have a authorization to practice the job in Denmark. Well, how to find a job in Denmark then? We have established workindenmark.dk, which is very informative and logically built site for career and work conditions in Denmark. So I would recommend you to visit it if you are interested in finding job in Denmark, and if you are interested in getting more information about how is the life in Denmark, how can I find the job, where can I find the job, how should I approach the employer. All these kind of information you can find on our website. We always say that it's the biggest job bank for English written vacancies in Denmark. Companies who are looking for skilled people, highly skilled people, often ask us to register the jobs for them. Some companies, they register the jobs themselves. When they have a vacancy in Denmark, they often publish it on internet. It's very, very common. So if a company has a job advertisement in English, they might say, okay, but we want to have it published internationally because we are looking for the big pool of candidates. We know that Denmark is a small country. Maybe we can't find this software architect in Denmark. So they will ask for international publishment, and it will then show on workindenmark.dk and the big EURES portal for jobs in Europe, EURES EU. So if you are looking for a job in Denmark and you don't command Danish, then it's the portal to go to. As I mentioned, in Denmark, it's very often to publish the job in internet. Companies use job sites, for example, Work in Denmark, and other job sites for Danish written vacancies, but they also use Facebook, LinkedIn, and often they publish the jobs at their own website. The meaning is that the person can read about the company, read the job description, and apply directly to the employer. This is just the way it goes in Denmark. So it's very transparent, very easy to get a lot of information about where are the jobs, what do they require, how is the Danish description of job structured. So if you use some time in our job bank, you will get quite a good idea about where are the jobs, what kind of profiles are Danish companies looking for. So it's about being active. In Denmark, people have to apply for the jobs themselves. This is how the site looks like. And the job bank, basically there is a free text where you write the title or the profession, like mechanical engineer, or maybe a program you are good at, Python, MATLAB, C++, whatever, or automation, project manager. If you write a project manager, like a lot of job seekers telling and then trying to search for that, you will get a lot of jobs because it's a very common description. So be specific and try different searches. Then the jobs will pop up. So open the job ad and begin your digging after a job you would like to apply for, and apply directly to the company. We always say that to find a job, it's a job in Denmark. Even though the job market is very good and there are a lot of job opportunities, for a lot of people it's challenging to apply so that they get a positive response. And why is that? Well, we don't know so much about how people look for a job in different countries. We believe that Scandinavian countries are quite similar in this way of job search. But in Denmark, Danish companies, they are expecting that the job seeker turning to them and looking for a job has read about the company, has an idea what kind of company he or she is applying at, got information in the website. Almost every Danish company, even small ones, they have a website with the description of what is the product of the company, what is the services, what is the history of the company, maybe even some contacts with the key employees, where are the projects they are working on now. So you can get a lot of information. And as soon as the company is a little bit international, the website will probably have an English version. And the bigger international companies, they might have Spanish version as well. So you always will have to produce a cover letter, which should be targeted, the job description and the company. And you should always have in mind that you have to kind of respond to the needs and to the wishes of the company. It always should be easy to read and understand, and it shouldn't be long. Of course, there are people with a lot of working experience who are listing all the companies and the jobs they had and describe in details what they have done. And of course, it's completely understandable, but it's always important to understand that the company is maybe different from company to company. Big companies like Siemens or Lego, they are huge and they have a lot of jobs and they receive plenty of applications. They might also have a number of HR persons taking care of the recruitment. They basically have online applications where you have to upload your CV and apply, and maybe in the first place it will be some software checking the application for keywords. If you have basically read the job ad and answered it in the right way, so that they can understand that this person is matched for the job. And then there are smaller companies or companies where it's maybe a manager, hiring manager, who is the receiver of the application and CV, or it might be secretary, or it might be I don't know, the head electrician in the company. So it differs. So that's why it's always important to get an understanding of the company you are applying for a job at, because the receiver might be quite different, the first company to another company. So always target the CV and cover letter to the company, to the job. You have to explain what's your motivation, especially if you come from abroad. It's extremely important for the company to understand why is this person from Spain applying for a job with us. Because there must be some reason why the person would like to move. And it's not a good reason to start with saying like the job situation in Spain is difficult, that's why I'm looking for a job in Denmark. Companies want somebody who is qualified for the job, who is motivated, and who is also kind of informed about what the life in Denmark is about. So if you say like I am experienced mechanical engineer, 3D design, I have worked 5 years for this and that company, and I would like to grow professionally, I can see your company is looking for somebody with my qualification, I can match the position, kind of this kind of introduction, then okay, then it makes sense. You know, so do some thoughts about it, and again, have a look at our website and get some more knowledge about how to apply, how to structure it, what are they looking for if they receive your CV and cover letter. Don't attach all possible documents only if it's written in the job ad. Basically CV and motivation or application letter. Yes. Have a look at these helps we have at the website. For example, short video tutorials. Every single one takes like 2 minutes. So you get very fast and information about how to use the job database, how to write a cover letter, how to write a personal profile, CV, if it's possible to apply by unsolicited application, which means there is no job ad, but you would like to apply for a job at a company. It's very common in Denmark how to do it. It's also explained there. Shall you call and follow up on the job application? It's also common in Denmark to do that in certain jobs, like jobs where you have to do with people, sales jobs, and so on. They will expect you to apply and contact them as well. Upload your CV in our CV bank. Try to do it decent, give it a good title. We are searching every day in CV data bank for candidates matching jobs from Danish companies. We have done 5,000 contacts a year, and it was year before about 300 CV holders from Spain were contacted by us consultants from Work in Denmark regarding job opportunity in Denmark. So it means that you will probably receive a very short email. Have a look at this job. It might be relevant for your profile. If you think so, apply directly. Yeah, how it looks like if you register your CV. Your CV should be treated well. Do it active, regularly. Check it if it's up to date. Write the core competencies in there. Don't be too general, be specific. If somebody contacts you, try to react as soon as possible. And I was told that I am off, so I did it. So thank you very much for your attention. And we are 3 people at the stand. You are mostly welcome to come and talk to us. Thank you.
Before the room questions, I have a chat question. Okay. Adriana has an account in
CV Bank,
website,
yeah.
And she asked, how can I see my saved jobs?
How can I see what?
My saved jobs. I suppose she catch vacancies and save in their own profile, in her profile or something.
We will answer that. It's a little bit technical question. I don't know.
Okay.
I have to understand precisely what she means.
Okay.
And
so she can contact you.
we have a chat every Friday. It's also written on our website how to get in touch with us. So every Friday we have also this little information on the stand, and you can always email us. We have contact information on the website, and if you have any specific questions, do contact us. You will get an answer. So
Great. For my side,
that's it.
Any question? ¿Alguien quiere preguntar algo a Elena de Work in Denmark? Bueno, pues gracias por la atención. Thank you very much, Elena.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Y seguimos con las presentaciones. La próxima presentación corre a cargo de Pilar Palacín, del Servicio Público de Empleo Estatal. Ella nos va a hablar de las ayudas económicas que hay para distintos hechos relacionados con la búsqueda de empleo en el ámbito nuestro, en el ámbito de la Unión Europea. Así que damos paso a Pilar, que va a hacer su presentación en castellano. Son unas ayudas que llevan ya varios años beneficiando pues a las personas que buscan o encuentran un trabajo fuera de España y dentro del ámbito del espacio europeo de libre circulación, es decir, la Unión Europea, el espacio económico europeo, Suiza, Liechtenstein e Islandia. Bueno, gracias, Pilar. Es tu turno.
Vale.